There are three particular examples I would like to talk about today. One is the Hijra of South Asia. Now the Hijra in India in particular, but throughout the South Asian continent, are understood as the third gender, and it has legally been institutionalised in several countries. The Hijra are an ancient population. Hijra was always a term that was used in the early text to talk about intersex people, but nowadays incorporates transgender and sometimes people who identify as gay as well. So Hijra have a special connection to several Hindu deities who also have what are understood to be hermaphroditic characteristics. So Hijra are traditionally intersex children who are given to particular Hijra communities at a young age. But these days there are a lot of Hijra who are actually born male and then seek to transform their bodies through surgical castration and so on. But Hijra understand their connection to the Hindu deities as the thing that sets them apart. In Indian society, Hijra are not understood to be either male or female. They are understood to be something above and beyond that. So their connection to the deities give them options to bless people, and largely that is what Hijra do. They bless people at their weddings, they bless them at the birth of a child, and so on. The Hijra also suffer, despite this, great discrimination, and certainly since British colonial rule, the role of the Hijra has changed quite radically, and they do sort of live on the margins of society. Many Hijra also now do sex work and live outside of these small communities. Amongst the Bugis who live in Indonesia and South Sulawesi, there is a group of people who are referred to as Bisu, who are shamanic priests. And these Bisu are understood to be gender transcendent, or to have a category that is above gender, so paragender. And in this particular community, there are 4 other genders as well. So intersex people are understood to be above gender in this particular context. Now the Bisu have a very strong and powerful relationship with the deities, many of whom also you look to the Bisu to actually come down in human form and possess these particular shamanic priests. During that time, people in the community can talk to the gods, can be blessed by the gods, can receive all sorts of different sort of good things at that time. Bisu can dress as men or women, they can do male or female activities, and in this particular community, intersex people who are Bisu are treated with great reverence. The Kathoi of Thailand, better known as ladyboys, are another ancient society or community who include the intersex. Originally, Kathoi was a term defined primarily for intersex people, but now takes in a wider meaning of people who identify as transgender as well as people who identify as gay. Kathoi have, again, a long history in Thailand, but nowadays have a much more populist kind of persona. Many people will have heard of the ladyboys throughout. Kathoi is the word, or comes from a Buddhist word for the 4th gender. So again, in this kind of a society, there is an understanding of 4 genders, not 2. So Kathoi do suffer a great deal of discrimination and stigma in Thailand, and do not at this point have access to opportunities like education, employment, accommodation, and other kinds of things.